Welcome to Moot Court Judge Training for NCFCA Christian Speech and Debate. We want to thank you on behalf of the entire NCFCA community for your willingness to judge this event. Our mission is to challenge and equip ambassadors for Christ to communicate truth with integrity and grace. Students ages 15 to 18 may compete in NCFCA Moot Court, which is a simulation of oral arguments made before an appellate court. Teams of two competitors function as advocates, who present legal arguments before a panel of justices. The team that represents the petitioner is appealing to overturn a lower court's decision. The team that represents the respondent must argue to uphold the lower court's decision. Over the course of the tournament, teams are required to represent both the petitioner and the respondent. The advocates are expected to focus on refuting or defending the lower court's decision, rather than focusing on addressing arguments from the opposing team. At the beginning of the competition season, NCFCA publishes a case packet, which includes the lower court's decision and a set of related materials. Competitors are not permitted to use research outside of the case packet in the round. Within the packet, the substance of the case is divided into two distinct legal issues, which make up the moot court problem. During oral arguments, the advocates will address only one of the issues, and their partners will address the other. Only the advocate who gives the petitioner's rebuttal will be responsible for responding to both issues, and only during the rebuttal. During oral arguments, the advocates are expected to understand the pertinent facts of the record, present compelling arguments in support of their assigned position and legal issue, analyze the relevant cases provided in the case packet, and respond to questions posed by the justices. The two advocates representing the petitioner will present oral arguments first, followed by the two advocates representing the respondent. Each team is allowed a total of 20 minutes speaking time. The advocates for the petitioner have the option to reserve up to 4 minutes of their total speaking time for a rebuttal after the advocates for the respondent conclude their oral arguments. Any time reserved for a rebuttal is subtracted from the 20-minute total allotted for oral arguments, and the remaining time is divided equally between the two advocates. The team representing the respondent will not have a rebuttal, so the advocates will each have 10 minutes to present their oral arguments. For all speeches, the competitors will time themselves. When an advocate's time expires, you have discretion to allow extra time for the advocate to briefly finish a thought. The first minute of each oral argument is protected, meaning that for this short window, the advocate should be allowed to present without interruption. At the end of 1 minute, the clerk will knock loudly to indicate that justices are free to begin interrupting the advocate to ask questions. The rebuttal speech has no protected time, so the justices may begin questioning the advocate immediately. The interaction between students and judges represents a critical part of moot court competition. As the advocates are speaking, feel free to take notes, but keep in mind that the advocates are eager for your active participation. Justices are strongly encouraged to engage the advocates during the round, interrupting, to ask questions that challenge their arguments, reasoning, and knowledge. Because moot court is intended to simulate arguing before the Supreme Court, participants are expected to adhere to certain formalities, like those in a real court. For example, when the advocates address you, they will likely call you Your Honor as a sign of deference and respect. A clerk will be assigned to each round. The clerk's role is to call the court to order, track the protected speaking time throughout the round, and then adjourn the court when the round is concluded. The round will proceed according to a script which includes lines that clerk, justices, and advocates are all expected to recite. The script is available in the Moot Court Judge Guide. The Moot Court Judge Guide contains several tools to help you evaluate a moot court round. You can find the Moot Court Judge Guide in the Judge Resource section of your dashboard, or on the right side of your screen when you enter the online competition room. The guide includes a bench brief summarizing the case, the script for the round, a scoring guide, training reminders and rule highlights, a complete copy of the case, and technology help and guidance for using our online platform. It is important that judges read at least the bench brief prior to judging so that they can be prepared to ask pointed questions. And if time allows, it can also be helpful to read the complete case. At the end of the round, you will evaluate the advocates on the ballot and assign speaking points to determine the winning team. Please rate the advocates based on their performance rather than on the case itself or on your agreement with their side of the argument. It's important to remember that advocates must argue from both sides over the course of the tournament. To complete your ballot, first indicate the advocate sequence, selecting petitioner or respondent 1 for the first speaker and petitioner or respondent 2 for the second speaker on the team. Using the scoring guide found in the judge guide, rate each advocate on their organization, knowledge, argumentation, responses, and delivery. Our system will calculate speaker point totals for you, but you will need to verify speaker ranks in accordance with the totals. If two advocates earn the same point total, please break the tie using the speaker rank. The point totals for each team are used to determine which team wins the round. The team with the higher combined score will be marked by our system as the winner. Therefore, any tie in the total score must be broken by adjusting the score for at least one of the competitors. We ask that you enter relevant feedback and comments for the competitors in the boxes below their names. And please, record the primary reasons for your decision in the section marked Reason for Decision. If time allows before the ballot deadline, please feel free to add any additional comments and include your opinions and prior knowledge as points of information so that the advocates can learn from you. Now that we've covered how to judge a moot court round, let's go over some of our basic NCFCA protocols and how to handle any questions or issues that may arise. Approximately 45 minutes before the round begins, judges will begin to see notifications by text and on the tournament dashboard that it's time to select a ballot. From the dashboard, click to accept the first ballot with competitors that you don't know on a personal basis. Once you've selected a ballot, there may be a waiting time while other judges select the rest of the remaining ballots. You can use this time to review judge resources or take care of other small tasks while monitoring the tournament platform in the background. When it's time for the round to begin, you will receive another notification and you will see a button appear that will allow you to access your ballots and begin the round. During preliminary moot court rounds, there will be one judge in each room. During elimination rounds, there will be 3 or more judges in the room. The clerk will ensure that all judges arrive before starting. Please do not conduct independent research or confer with anyone except tournament administration regarding the rules or your rankings. Please do not share your rankings and feedback during the tournament. Our competitors will receive their ballots at the end of the tournament. Please do not record the round or take photographs of the competitors. And please do not use your cell phone unless you encounter an issue that requires a conversation with tournament administration. At the end of the round, the competitors will generally wait for you to exit the competition room first. You will still be able to access your ballot after leaving the competition room. If you don't see the ballot, try logging out and then returning to the platform, where you will see a button that indicates you have an uncompleted ballot. If you need help at any point during the round, change the room status to Need Help in the upper right corner of your screen. If you are not able to use the functionality in the competition room, please try to use the Contact Tournament Administration button on your dashboard, and then monitor your phone for contact from a tournament representative. You will receive a notification indicating the time when ballots are due. In order for the tournament to proceed in a timely manner, please prioritize your decision and advocate rankings, and then provide as much additional feedback as time allows. Once your ballot is submitted, your work for the round is complete. Again, thank you for committing your time to prepare for lively moot court competition and for investing in our students. We hope that you enjoy the rounds that you plan to judge.